I want to talk about my own personal health and fitness journey. So it started back in 2014. My mom used to go to these group fitness classes at a local gym, and I remember begging her to take me. I was like, please, please, like, I want to go with you. Convince me, like, you convinced me, we got to go. So one day she's like, all right, let's go. So we ended up going. It was like a weight, strength, cardio class. I don't remember. And I was like, oh, this is like so fun. And so that kind of got my foot in the door. I went a couple other times, but my schedule was so hectic that aside from that, I just didn't have time. So I stopped going. And then again, throughout my undergrad, I remember I felt so stressed and anxious, and there was so much going on. I just felt like I couldn't control the amount of things that needed my attention. And then also, like, my family was going through some chronic illnesses such as high blood pressure and heart diseases, and I was just like, I don't want that. Like, I want to be able to live as long as possible for my future self, my future kids, my future grandkids. And I was like, that's not for me. So I remember, I think it was like New Year's or something. That was like a New Year goal I had, was to get consistent in the gym and obtain a healthy lifestyle. And so I remember I was doing a bunch of research, and I was like looking on Pinterest for workouts because I had no idea. And I was like prepping for my first day at the gym, right? And so I remember going, I had my gym bag, I packed it that morning, and I stopped in after work or something, and I got a gym membership. And I remember I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for a run. And I think I had like my undergrad that day too, and I had a final exam, and so I was just in a really bad mood. And so I remember going on this treadmill. First and foremost, like, what was I thinking? I don't run, like, I've never been here before, but okay, we're going for a run, right? Like grab your shoes, let's go. So I was going, I'm there running, and all of a sudden I just feel like this wave crash over me. I just felt so free. Like, the faster I'm running, the more like all these stressors and anxieties and like things that just don't matter are like going away. And so by the end of it, I just had this biggest smile on my face, and I was so happy. And I was like, okay, like, this is what people are talking about. Like, I love this. This is great. So that kind of got me started. And then along with that, like, again, I was looking on Pinterest for all my stuff. So they were like, keep a food journal, like, whatever. So I developed this habit. I like wrote every single thing down that I was eating that day. And like, when it got to a certain point in the notebook, I was like, all right, I've had enough food, like, I'm done eating. And like, keep in mind, I wasn't tracking calories, I wasn't tracking anything. I was just simply writing down, like, if I had 2 crackers, I'd write 2 crackers, like, whatever it was. And so I think I was like it was like very restrictive. And I think I was in a really unhealthy low calorie deficit because I had like brain fog. I was tired. I just felt like I had no energy any of the time. And I was like, I thought this exercise workout whole thing was like the key to success, and I was going to feel great. And I was like, I kept finding online, like, oh, cardio can get you the most amount of calories burned in the littlest amount of time. And I was like, that's perfect. I was like, I don't have much time, so that's great. And so those two things together, they just were not working. And so the gym I went to, there was like, you could see the group fitness classes happening. And so they had like these HIIT classes, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try one of those. So I tried the HIIT class, and it was awesome because I had no idea what I was doing in the gym. I didn't want to like go out there, start, pumping up on these machines looking like I was going to break my back in half. And everyone's like, what is this girl doing? Like, no, none of us wanted that. So I went to this HIIT class, and it was so fun. Like, it felt like a sense of community that goes to the classes. We did strength work, we did weights, we did cardio. So I was like, I'm checking all my boxes, and I really enjoyed doing it. So I would go ahead and I would take notes of the workout so that way I could do them, on my own time. And so that was very nice. So that kind of got me out of the whole Pinterest world. I mean, not anything against Pinterest, but for me, it was not working. And so neither was this freaking food journal, because not only was I writing everything down, I felt like absolute crap because I had no energy because I was not eating enough food. But after I got rid of that freaking food journal, I started eating enough food based on my hunger cues. I was feeling like I had energy. I could go grab the heavier weights at the gym. And, I was like looking at the people next to me like, I can do that now too. So I would just go grab those. I was hitting a bunch of new PRs, and that felt awesome. So it kind of helped me get over the myth, like, like, no, cardio is great, but cardio needs to be in combination with other things, and you need to be eating enough. And so that was, you know, one of the biggest struggles. And my biggest accomplishment was my change in mindset. Like, if I was still doing just cardio, I was still restrictively eating based on that, you know, freaking food journal, I would still have no energy. And so that was very, you know, mind-opening. I looked like a twig, like straight up. I looked like a twig. And so when I started lifting those weights, I just felt strong. And, you know, you look back there and you have some junk in the trunk after that. Like, you're just like, oh, I got some tonnage in my arms. Like, I feel awesome. You know, I want to be able to be the person who, if my husband needs help lifting the couch in the back of the truck, like, I got you. We don't need to call anyone. Like, hold up. We're about to, you know, pick this thing up over our shoulder and get it back there. So that was a very mind-opening experience. But another big thing that I struggled with was binging. So I was restricting myself so much throughout the week with my food journal that by the time the weekend came and, you know, I would go out and I would do a bunch of other things and there was just like desserts and everything around, I would go crazy. Like, I was binging these foods to the point where I was like sick. My stomach hurt. I didn't feel good. Even, you know, a couple days later, I was still like, oh, I feel horrible. I'm bloated. And so it was just a cycle. I would eat, you know, track my food throughout the week, okay, no sweets, nothing, and then by the time the weekend came, I was going off the walls, and it just kept going over and over, and I was like, I'm done with this. So that's when I was like, no more food journal. If I want the dang cookie, I'm gonna eat the dang cookie. I don't need to eat the whole tray of cookies, because you know, if I have one cookie a day, they're fitting into my lifestyle, and I still look fine, you know. So that was another big accomplishment. And then I would say, you know, my goals back then were, I started going because I wanted to combat some of the influence of heart disease and high blood pressure that run in my family. I wanted to try to minimize those risks, but also, you know, I always thought, you know, I want to look skinny. I want to feel skinny. I want to go to the gym, all these things. But no, that is not my goals right now. Is I want to feel as strong as possible. I want to, again, be able to help my husband when he needs it. And I want to be able to chase our kids around the yard and not have to worry about my leg breaking because it's so frail. So I would say those are my biggest changes in my goal. They definitely are not the same as they used to be, and I'm very proud of, you know, where I'm at now, but it wasn't an easy road. There's lots of information out there that's, you know, myths and false, and so easy to believe, especially when you're so new to something, you have no idea. There's just so many outlooks. So thanks for listening. Hopefully this helps someone. If not, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.